Hello and welcome to our channel where we are building a homestead in Portugal from scratch.
If you don't know us, we are Kinga and Martin, and we decided to travel the world in our van to find a place we would like to call home. We built our van without any prior experience, but thanks to a number of great YouTube resources and help from our friends, we were able to complete our build in just over a year. For 14 months we have been living and working in our van. We travelled all the way to Turkey, spent 3 amazing months surrounded by new culture and beautiful landscape, enjoyed our ups and downs of van life. We spent beautiful time in the Balkans, summertime in Poland, and now Portugal. We have found our peaceful oasis here in central Portugal, where we are dreaming of building our homestead from scratch. First proper day back from our holiday. We just went shopping, we went to the hardware store and we went food shopping, so the pickup truck has been absolutely full at the back, and then we also bought some stuff for the bathroom. There's a lot of unpacking to do. Looks like the bathroom's gonna get finished.
Kind of.
It will be usable.
Yeah, it'll be usable.
I haven't used this fridge in a while, so I have to clean it out, and there's quite a lot of cleaning to do. And I'm going to start using this because I feel like I'm running out of space again. Ten hours later, the fridge is clean. I had to take my jumper over as well because I just got so hot cleaning it out. Right, time to put all the shopping back in. As you can see, not much fits into this fridge. That's why I've got the other fridge, and let me show you what I've got in the other one. My other fridge is just by the doorway in the caravan, and it's this little one. I say little, it's not that little, but let's see what's in there. In here I like to keep all my breakfast stuff. Just spinach, some yogurt, mozzarella, yogurts, protein yogurts, and sauces, and that's a little snack for the dog. So fruit and veg over here. Drinks, half empty, but we do love these ones. And yeah, my beautiful pantry once more. I've bought this little pump thing for the water a while back, and I just think it's the best invention ever. Put it on, twist it on, I mean, so much easier than tipping this whole bottle upside down whenever I wanted a drink. Now that all the food shopping is away, The fridge is clean. I've shown you what I keep in the fridges and how I separate everything. Let's see what Martin is up to. I can see that he's taken most of the things out of the car. This bathroom is taking forever, but we're in no rush. We want to do it slowly because we're on a budget, so this is just happening as and when we can. Nice little sunset vibe over there. Oh, so nice and green here and peaceful. Hello. Do you have any light in here?
No, because I'm working on
Electrical stuff?
Before it gets dark.
Coming back from holiday is always hard, going back into work, but to be honest, it was the vlogging part for me and not the actual work. I don't think I minded going back onto the build, but picking the camera up was just so alien to me. Last night we managed to get quite a few things done in the building. Martin actually had a trial shower inside just to see where the water's going. Is it leaking anywhere? Do we have to do anything better, etc. And now it's time to do the outside of the building. I have to do the outside, which means painting in a primer. I have to do it because we've had quite a few dry days whilst we were away on holiday. There was nothing wet when we've come back, so we have to prime it because there is rain on the way. Not only is this bucket extremely heavy, for me anyway, but how the hell do you open this? I've been told to put this tape thing on first, paint, and then put it on and then paint the rest. Let's see how that goes. Not sticking on, and I think I need to wear gloves with this, unless think it's time for meltdown number 2 today, because the extension that I've got for the roller clearly does not attach properly. Meltdown number 2 did not happen today. Back on track. I just have to be aware that the extension thing is not compatible with the roller itself. I managed to get this primer pretty much everywhere, and I was not prepared to do any kind of physical work today. I got dressed to do vlog editing and sitting down all day. However, I might have to sacrifice these as my work clothing now. However, going back to the subject, the building is now primed. This is not the colour of the building in the end. However, the primer is white. Don't know what the name is for the thing that we're putting on top of the primer. However, it's also going to be white. Kabush, don't go there, it's wet. Come here. So eventually we'll want to paint it. We want to make it kind of like an olive green, not so much saturated, but a desaturated, kind of like the olive tree leaves. They are a really pretty colour, and it's gonna melt into all the bushes pretty, I think. But before we find the correct paint colour or pigment, it's gonna be a while, so it's gonna stay white for now. So the tape that I've put in the middle and in the corners, that's tape to connect the two OSBs together. And I painted the flooring. However, I didn't need to. It was just because I had paint left, and well, if it's meant to be raining and this is a primer and it will make it at least a little bit waterproof, then why not? Because this edge here gets quite a lot of water on when it's raining. We will close it off eventually, but for now it's pretty wet, or it will be. And you are covered in paint. Where have you been all day? You. Where have you been? You smell like watermelon. What's all these white dots on your face? How on earth am I going to get these off, eh? Kavush? The primer dries really quickly. I've noticed that the painting that I've done on this side on the actual OSB is pretty much dry when I was painting the front, so it must be a matter of, you know, minutes really. I'm hoping the flooring will get dry pretty quickly because I would like to use that shower today.
We have a beautiful day today and we have a lot to do. It's Saturday, the weekend is supposed to be great in terms of the weather, so that means we can get a lot done. As you can see behind me, this is the project we've been working on for the past few weeks, and it is a bit messy. That's how we work. We tend to not keep things clean, but there's days like this where we need to get organised and get some more work done. And in a little while I'm going to show you exactly what we've been doing, what we've done, and what the plan for today is. So what you can see behind me is a building with OSB on the outside, primed using a waterproof primer, and fiberglass tape on all the corners and all the joints. This is the first building we've ever put up, so we've learned quite a lot there. The initial plan for the exterior finish of the building was roofing aluminium panels. We like the look of it. We found a supplier that would have supplied everything for this build, but it turned out quite expensive, and because this is just a toilet block, just a sanitary block, and because there's other skills we want to learn, we decided we're going to experiment with actually putting plaster on this OSB. So this primer that we've used is a particular primer that has sand in it, which then helps the plaster to stick, and the plaster that we've chosen is acrylic based, which means it has a little bit of flexibility to it, which means a structure like this that is on a floating deck, which has a little bit of movement in it, hopefully will support it. This is the time where we aren't recommending you to do what we're doing, but this is definitely a good time for you to subscribe and see what we come up with in a year's time when it comes to videos, and whether we make a video with a clickbaity title saying we've made a huge mistake, because that's what might happen. Hopefully not. We consulted professional builders before doing this. It's not a standard procedure because of building regulations, and this is a temporary structure in terms of the law, so it doesn't fall within the building regulations as per, you know, as much as an architectural project would, because this is under 10 meters squared. In terms of our region here in central Portugal, we didn't have to go through any bureaucratic process to get this done. The only thing we had to do is tell the Camara, which is the town hall, 5 days prior to starting the build that we're doing this build, and at any point we are ready for an inspection. However, this means we can experiment, and I've never done plastering before, and I've never finished a building before, so this is a good time to get those skills, and we'll see what happens. We can always take, you know, we can always strip it back to OSB again if we need to and put other type of cladding. So this is that. Obviously before we tackle that, we need to do a big clean up here, tidy up. Most of the work that we've been doing recently has been in the dark, so one of the priorities for me was to do the lighting, which means we now have a fully usable shower with hot water using that boiler, and it's been great. It's a life changer. And what we need to do today is take these doors off, because really we want them on this side, opening that way. And also, if you go into here, this is where we're going to put our composting toilet. and I've already started framing it out. I've got everything in place to get this done. What you've seen me carrying before is these 2 buckets, and that's going to be part of the build. I'm also awaiting some extra parts like a 12-volt fan and other little bits and bobs to make this the best composting toilet ever built. So I'm currently sat in the hot seat, and the reason we designed this bathroom like this with the windows is so what you can do is enjoy the view. There we go. I can hear someone coming. Who's this?
This is your wife having a go at Kavush because out of all the places he decided to sit on the stairs.
Oh yeah, of course.
What are we doing today?
What are we doing today?
What are we doing today?
Well, what I need to do is put some... Should I put dungarees on?
No. Yes.
So what I'm going to do is put my favourite workwear on, and unfortunately it's not going to be dungarees. I decided I'm going to shelve the dungarees for a little while, even though they are the most comfortable and the most durable clothing ever created. And I'm just going to leave them as, you know, gardener wear and not workwear.
For building?
For building, yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get changed and we're going to get started. I don't know if you know, but we live in a van and this is where we sleep. And I've just shown you a shot from up there, and that's the building we are working on, where you can see this little pink blob. That's my wife. Right, so I'm now a changed man, and I'm gonna go to my workshop slash shed to get some hinges, and I'll tell you why. Oh, it's really dark in here, and I'll tell you why in a minute. In case we ever change our minds, we can put a normal toilet in here whenever we've got capabilities to do that, which is what this water pipe is for. And what I need to do is essentially I've framed it out so that piece and that piece are staying there, and what's going to happen here is this is going to be the main seat is going to be here, and then you're going to open it, and that's going to house everything needed. Why is it going out of focus? So that's going to be the main chamber, and we figured this bit here, what we're going to do is this is where we're going to hold wood chips or sawdust and whatever we need to use to make this a composting toilet. So this is the chamber for that. What I need to do is secure that and get some wood filler and just fill in the corners, because I didn't get to cut that piece in square form. So this really is a simple box. I used 22mm OSB that I had left over for the main walls and the top, because we want it to be pretty light, as it's going to be, you know, that's what the hinges are for. It's going to be liftable. I want it to make sure it's pretty light, so that's 9mm. And so what I'm going to do now is put these hinges on and see where we get. The main thing that makes our new composting toilet a little bit different to most of the toilets that we've seen is we're going to use urine diverter, which is something we've got in the van, and it's something that helps with unwanted smells and stuff like that. And it basically means you separating your number ones and number twos, meaning the number twos are never too wet, if you want to call it that way. And all you need to do is, after you do your business, put some wood chips or put some sawdust on top of the deposit, and it's already dry, and that masks the smell, and the number one gets, you know, it goes somewhere else. And what we're going to do is have the, you know, have the liquid go away from the toilet building underground, and we're going to plant some plants around there that thrive of the acidity of the wee. So essentially that's the plan, making everything sustainable and nature friendly, eco friendly, all of that. What I'm trying to do now is trace this. So I've traced it, but I need it to be smaller than what I've traced, so I can put it on top of the base. Now that I've traced the urine diverter, I'm gonna get a jigsaw out, put a new blade in and trim my OSB base.
Look what I got you.
Oh yes, amazing.
Now, say it out loud in front of everybody how well of a care I take of you. Oh, I didn't even realise that was recorded.
Well, now that you're not holding a gun to my head, I can say confidently I'm being taken care of on a building site, in life, just in general. This is like the best life. I recommend. But not this one. This one's taken.
You just
This one's off the market. Oh, we're gonna get these farmhouse style ones, but it's gonna be exposed hinges anyway. So it all works now in principle. I've trimmed out, using a jigsaw, trimmed out the hole for the urine diverter. As you can see it here, this is how it looks. And what I love about it is it's got this little thing there. Little lid. There's absolutely no chance of any smells getting up. But also we're going to have a fan that's blowing things out anyway, so absolutely no way there's going to be any smells. What I'm going to do now is, up to now I've avoided drilling any holes in this beautiful floor, and the only real hole we have is for the shower drain, and unfortunately another hole that we have to do is for the urine diverter pipe. I marked it out where it needs to go. We have a bit of margin for error because we can use this to cheat our way through the rigid pipe.
And you've just gone down to check if you drilled in the right place, and you've made a hole in your top, haven't you?
That's right, I've already made a pilot hole, made sure there's nothing in the way, which luckily there isn't. So.
And you've made a pilot hole yourself.
What do you mean there?
Yep.
There we go. Hello. Babe, we did it.
Woo!
We did it. As you can see here behind me, we took the door off. We want to put it the other way around, as I said before. I'm not very happy with the door we bought. It's a sliding folding door. It's plastic, and I thought it would be a lot better quality, but it's not, so it's been causing us problems. So as we took it down, we tried to repair it. Basically there's little clips on top of it that hold the whole door, and they've been popping out, and it's not ideal. Hopefully we can get that fixed, put the door back on, and it's going to open the other way. And I'm very happy to say that the main feature of today has been pretty successful, and what you're going to see when I open this isn't fixed in place yet, but the idea is you can see the hole there, and you can see that the urine diverter here, and what's attached to it is a one-way valve. One of the things that we were missing in our van is a one-way valve, because, hello doggy, that just helps getting rid of the smells coming back wherever, back through the pipe essentially. So it's a one-way valve, and then as you close that, it goes straight in the hole, which is perfect. And then that is then routed outside underneath the building. For now I've left it because we're not going to be using the toilet for now, but I'm going to go underground and create some sort of a filtration system for the plants. And like I said, we're going to use plants that like the acidity of urine, essentially. So yeah, pretty happy with today. Well, honestly, I was a bit optimistic. I was hoping we would get to doing the rendering outside. We didn't, but tomorrow the weather's supposed to be good as well, so we're going to do that tomorrow. And King has started making food, so I'm just going to clean around, clean up as much as I can, so then tomorrow we can both come back to a little bit less of a mess. Bye now. It's a new day, and like I said yesterday, I think the first thing today is starting to plaster that building. And I'm just going to show you now what products I'm using, because this is what took quite a lot of research, and especially in a country like Portugal where not everything is available, and we were relying on what's in local stores and products that local people use. So what we've got is, there you can see Wall 45 primer, and that's what we've already primed our building with. And this is the plaster, it's already mixed. It's Wall 6300 PTM, so this looks like it's specific to Portugal. Correct me if I'm wrong, PT might mean something else, I just think it means Portugal. And there's instructions here how to use it. I've already kind of translated that into English just so I understand. I've got 25 kilos. I'm sure it's going to be enough. I'm hoping it's going to be enough. In terms of the primer, we bought 25 kilos where we used about a fifth of the bucket. I think we'll use more of this definitely. Let me prepare my tools and I'm going to get started. So this is what it looks like. I've mixed it for 3 minutes as per the instruction manual. I'm going to get some gloves, and my plan is to start with the back walls that you can't see, and hopefully by the time I get to these front two walls, hopefully by that time I'm going to be an expert. In the meantime, let me start with the back ones. Well, I have to say, so far so good. I managed to cover one wall, and what started off as a very, very messy situation ended up with me kind of getting a little bit of a hang of it. I still wasted quite a lot of the plaster that went all over the floor, and that's due to me kind of being a bit too chaotic with my moves and stuff like that. However, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I can see that it's not very smooth. I'm not really sure how to fix that yet. I think the easy fix would be to wait for it to dry and then sand it down, and I think that's standard practice if you want a smooth finish. I might not bother on this side, as I said. This is kind of, as you can see, this is a bit of a foresty area, so this won't be visible really, kind of from any angle of the property. So I might really take this wall as an experiment, start to finish, learn what I need to learn, and then carry on with the rest. And the other reason for that is because I underestimated how much of the plaster we're going to need, and I pretty much went through the 3/4 of one bucket. One bucket is 25 kilos, so I guess maybe I've got about 7 kilos left in it. So this wall, even though it's a longer wall, probably less meter per square because of the windows. But what I'm going to do now is, now that I've learned I'm super messy when it comes to doing this, I need to really protect those windows. I'm going to do what I can to mask the windows, just so there's no chance, you know, any of the mortar, or sorry, any of the plaster gets on the windows. And I've still got a few jobs to do here. As you can see, there's a few screws. I still need to cut that foam off, which is what we use to kind of put the windows in. But yeah, overall I'm pretty happy. As you can see here, we've used fiberglass tape on the corners, and it's looking pretty decent. It's kind of, it looks pretty seamless, to be fair, here. So yeah, I mean, as far as plastering goes, I feel like I started off very chaotically, and I want it to be very quick so it wouldn't dry out on me. But then, kind of as I went on, I figured out the best way of doing it using the tools I've got. I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I'm going to start masking out the windows on that side. I believe I ran out of battery, but I also ran out of the render. So what I managed to do, which I didn't manage to film, but I'll show you where we are up to with the render. You can see I've almost completed this wall. I took all the masking tape off now, and this wall looks so much better than my first wall, which I'm really happy about. I've learned quite a lot during this process. The only thing that I've actually run out for is this kind of this part of the wall, and also obviously the front two walls that are facing out into the property, which are going to be visible. Those are still to be done, but what I need to do first is get some more render, and I believe I'm going to need 2 more buckets, even though I won't use the second bucket in full. Because I am now a skilled renderer, I decided I might even do another building, another shed, or the solar shed that we built earlier this year. I might do the same process on that and see where it gets us. With that being said, I'm actually really happy that this project is kind of coming to an end. Well, not really, there's still loads to finish, there's loads of exterior work to do, there's loads of internal work to do. However, the minimal requirement of what we needed to achieve has been achieved, which is we now have a functional bathroom with a functional shower, hot water. We have a toilet as well, and it's a composting toilet, and my aim was to build a toilet that's a composting toilet, so it's, you know, it's easy to operate and it's healthy for the environment and all of that, but also that it's nice to use and it doesn't smell. And I feel like we are getting very close to achieving that. There's still a few elements that need to be added to the toilet, but I decided to leave that for next week or the week after. So thank you for being with us this week, thank you for watching this episode, and see you next week.